Hello everybody and welcome to a bit of a more nonchalant video talking about the PS5 Pro, because if you're an eagle-eyed viewer, you'll notice that about 20 minutes ago there was a video up about the PS5 Pro and what it could mean, for PSVR2. That was removed because the information in it was just not accurate, really. Some of it was, but some of it wasn't. I wasn't really comfortable leaving it up like that. So we're back now and we're talking about the PS5 Pro directly from the blog post. Now there's still some things to talk about in terms of, there might be a state of play coming up as well. But we've got the info on the PS5 Pro now, what it'll give us, the price, the storage, all that stuff, and what I think, it may do for PSVR2, if anything. But yeah, the video that went up at 4 today just wasn't on it, and that is my bad, so that's gone. We're back, so let's get into it. So the PS5 Pro is officially announced. The design is what it looked like in the leaks, and essentially focuses on a big GPU upgrade from about 50% faster speed, I think, with the GPU, ray tracing, which does look fantastic. We'll get into that in a little bit, and basically upscaling with a PlayStation spin on it. So a bit like FSR or DLSS, we've got PSSR now, so PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. So basically making your games run better, look better, and have really nice reflections and stuff, and be faster. So you'll no longer have to pick between fidelity mode and performance mode. It's going to be both kind of bundled into one a bit, and there you go. You're going to have your best of both worlds. Great graphics and also great frame rate. So yeah, that's essentially the gist of it. Let's go through the article a little bit and see what else they say, because there's a little bit more in here than there was in Mark's presentation when he talked about it. So yeah, upgraded GPU, faster memory, more compute units, faster rendering, great ray tracing. The examples they gave with GT7 and Hogwarts Legacy look fantastic. I don't think these ray tracing upgrades will come to the PSVR2 version of the game. Maybe they will in the PS5 Pro version of GT7. But I doubt we'll see that in VR. I'm not sure if they'll really put the funding towards that. But if it's been planned for a while before the new leadership came in, maybe it will. But yeah, essentially, they deep dive into, how the console will upscale and kind of help PS4 games. So it'll improve the performance of them and enhance the image quality, a bit like Xbox does for some of the, I think it's 360 games, or the new Xbox does for Xbox One games. It'll make them look better. Long awaited. I kind of hoped that PS5 would do that as well with the PS4 games, but it seems just to be a PS5 Pro feature, and there aren't really too many features here to make somebody really grab onto it and be excited for it, in my opinion, especially considering the price point we'll get onto. So that's a selling point. Anyway, we got a variable refresh rate as well, which is great. I think PS5 also has that for some stuff, like GT7 might use it, and 8K gaming if you want to do that, if you have an 8K TV on monitor or something. It'll have Wi-Fi 7 as well. Great if your Wi-Fi is good enough. Awesome. And they've basically listed off a bunch of games that'll take advantage of the Pro's features, like the ray tracing, like Hogwarts Legacy, GT7, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Last of Us Part 2, and all that good stuff. Basically, it'll come with console covers you can swap out when they become available as well, and you can add the disc drive onto it, which will cost you, I think, about 70 or 80 pounds. Getting onto the price of this thing, it's a lot. There's no way of kind of jumping about that. It is a whopping £700 without the disc drive, which is just ridiculous, I think, in terms of a price. I understand where that money's gone, but it's huge. But before we get a little bit more into that and what it could mean for PSVR2, here is a word from our sponsor of today's video. We only really have 3 or so sponsored videos a month, and VRRock is always the partner that we have because I trust these guys. These are the lenses that I use for my PSVR2, although they do come out with lenses for other platforms as well, giving you precise, customized prescriptions for your VR lenses, making sure you don't have to worry about scratching them at all. They come with anti-glare and anti-blue light filters if you want them, and have options for magnetic and non-magnetic options, although I prefer non-magnetic as they leave a little hole for your nose to sit in if you're at low IPD settings like I am. Overall, VRRock provide a great service with their lenses. I've always been happy with mine, and I just always keep them on just for that peace of mind. Check them out at www.vrrockstore in the description box below, and thank you for VRRock for being the paid partner of today's video. Anyway, let's get back to the elephant in the room. £700. Jesus Lord, that is a lot of pounds. So this is, without the disc drive, you'll have to pay extra for that. It will include a 2TB SSD, which is a fantastic amount of storage, especially right off the bat. And Astro's Playroom will be pre-installed. They've kind of touted that as a feature, even though that's on the PS5 as well. And essentially, The disk drive attaches the same as the normal PS5 that we have now. It's launching on November 7th, 2024, and pre-orders will begin in 16 days on the 26th. So you can buy it from PlayStation Direct or retailers, and they essentially cap this off by saying that thank you to all our players for supporting PlayStation throughout the years and sharing the love of gaming. And good sentiment there, but I'm just in shock, as you may have seen if you were there on the live stream we did, at £700 as a price point, getting towards £800 if you want to get that disc drive. That's a lot of money on a console. You can get a good PC for that. My PC was just a little bit more expensive than that, and it's similar to PS5, a little bit above PS5 performance, won't quite be at the Pro, so technically value for money is quite good here, but the issue for the consumer will be why you like spending this much more money when you could spend like £300 less and get a machine that will run the same games. Sure, you'll have to pick between fidelity and performance mode, but most people are just going to stick with performance and not even notice a difference for your average consumer, I think. It's only people, like us, who really focus on our little pixel counts and everything and how alias things look and the ray tracing that are really going to care about this one. But it's just a bit of a wild price point. As we said, though, there's no mention of PSVR2 in this article or in the showcase for the PS5 Pro. There were rumors floating around that we addressed in the previous version of this video before that got taken down for basically misinformation that I did at 4, which dropped earlier, that there was rumors of a state of play upcoming. That still could happen next week to show off some more games. They kind of need that to go along with the PS5 Pro. But yeah, if we do get a state of play, we'll probably get 1 or 2 PSVR2 games in there like we always do. But if the upcoming state of play, if it does happen, is solely focused on PS5 Pro enhancements, I doubt we'll see anything new. Maybe we'll get a mention of, say, 90 FPS non-reprojected Gran Turismo. That could happen. We just have to wait and see, to be honest. I do think, though, the chances are there will be some basic hardware improvements for the PSVR 2, though. Say, look at No Man's Sky. It runs a little bit not up to peak standard on PS5 at the moment. It's still good, but there are a couple drops here and there. That'll probably be ironed out completely with the PS5 Pro. Maybe even get to a non-reprojected performance could be possible with those Wizard devs. So stuff like that I could see happening, but Sony just aren't talking about it right now. And then obviously for the big hitters like, Horizon Call the Mountain, Resi 4, Resi 8, if GT7 ends up getting a 90 FPS patch, I imagine the other ones will as well. But it's just dependent on whether Sony want to pin in the work and the money to get those working on PS5 Pro, maybe get that ray tracing in with GT7. In VR would be fantastic, but we'll have to wait and see. But thank you all for watching. Bit of a weird one. This one's been a bit more off the cuff with recording because I just wanted to jump off before I take a little break and make some food and make a video on this because the last one was a little bit outdated with its information. But we've got all the facts now, so we'll see. We'll have to have a look and see if a state of play crops up over the next week or so, but if that doesn't happen, thank you all for tuning into the live stream. It was pretty nice to see everybody there. It's great to have the community around. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members, of course, Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Azit Merza, Ace Gamer, Hippie Pickle, Jin 007, A License to Chill, Sun WCF, Fat Controllers, Jason Parker, Lamar Hall, Jordy Bansma, Lemon64K, Callum Tierney, Mischievous Marco, The Underground Gamecat, Brian East, Ella Jimbe, D2Y, Underground Changer Gamecat, The Gamecat, Andrew Ehrenreich, Mark Smith, X King X Ping, Giles of Ash, Legacy of Gamecat, Hook to Him, The Whosia Gamecat, Outcast VR, Prophecy 777, Test Rate Review, Salvador Wade, FNCS, Kieran, Sean Krim, and Gundy. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.